What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. And I just watched a movie called Amsterdam, starring John David Washington. That's Margaret Robbie and Christian Bale. First of all, let me give you my top 5 ensemble casted movies, okay? I'm talking about movies that, of course, have a star-studded cast. That's a given. But also, each and every actor and actress in this film helps the movie, not hinder it. That's very important. That's a very important difference. Pay attention, okay? We got movies like Ocean's 11, of course. Of course, you got Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Matt Damon. All right, and this is a heist movie, so these characters, these actors have the heist look easily. All right, they pull it off. They pull it off, so to speak. Right? This is a time when heist movies were good, and this movie was top tier. Just to say the least, this movie was top tier. All right. Another movie, Tropic Thunder, hilarious film, drop dead funny, just had me rolling easily. Ben Stiller's in it. Jack Black's in this. Robert Downey Jr. is in this. This is a movie that is racy, okay? A time when comedy could still be racy. And Robert Downey Jr. played the best character in this because he was so offensive. And it should really offend me, but I still laugh so hard at this. This is something that a lot of people are not going to really like. But I don't care. I miss these times in comedy, which was why this movie meant so much to me. All right. Another movie, Go. Go is very forgotten. Completely forgotten. But Go is just like its title. It's on the go. It's random. It's steadily entertaining the audience. Okay? At no time did it slow down or lose interest or anything like that. You got Katie Holmes, Melissa McCarthy, all right? Taye Diggs. I know you're asking who the hell is Taye Diggs. Taye Diggs, at one time, Taye Diggs was a big star, all right? Not anymore, but he was a big name back in the day, all right? Don't worry about that. But just know this movie was so good, and everybody was able to keep up with the pace of this movie, and it just worked, all right? Then we got movies like Boogie Nights. This is a classic. This is an easy classic right here. Mark Wahlberg, John C. Reilly, Don Cheadle, just to name a few. Okay? And it had this humor to it that was like the characters were being serious, but at the same time they were still funny because they were such odd characters. And every actor and actress, once again, was able to pull that off and play their part and make that work. All right? Much respect there. Another one, and my last one, 200 Cigarettes. This has got to be the best one of all from my point that I'm trying to make, because there are so many actors in this movie, hands down. All right, just to name a few once again: Dave Chappelle, yes, Dave Chappelle, Ben Affleck, all right, Paul Rudd, and the list can go on and on and on with this one. I don't really know a lot of other movies that had this many people in it that's actually good. That's actually good and worth watching. 200 Cigarettes did that. All right. And of course, I could have mentioned Avengers, or I could have mentioned Expendables and all that, but those are obvious ones. Those are Everybody knows about those. I wanted to give you something unfamiliar. All right? Something you can take home, dissect, watch yourself. My question is, can Amsterdam be as good as at least one of these movies I just mentioned? We're about to find out. Let's go. Amsterdam. For those who don't know, for those who are not aware, I'm a little on the fence with this one. All right? Let me tell you why. Yes, this movie was advertised a lot in the theater. But at the same time, the trailer was bad. The trailer was so bad at just letting you know what this movie, or giving you a glimpse or an idea of what the movie was about, actually. And I'm not saying you need to spoon feed me. I don't want that. I don't want you to spoon feed me. All right? But still, do the trailer in a manner that gives me some kind of opening of the plot. All right? Give me some kind of some hidden words or something. Something. Give me something. That the plot was that trailer was so bad. That trailer was so bad. So I'm gonna let you slide this time, all right? All right, I won't penalize you this time. Amsterdam. It's pretty much about these three friends who witnessed a murder. Well, I'll say two friends that witnessed the murder. All right. And they just came from the military. And so they have to go find their third friend, played by Margaret Robbie, to kind of find out this mystery. Solve this case. Why was the lady killed like this? Why was her husband killed? All right. It's a big clue. Where's the clues to this? What's going on here? What did we do about this? Why are we involved? And that's pretty much the premise of the movie, or what I could ascertain. Positives. This had an unapologetic graphic tone to it. All right, let me explain what I'm talking about here. There was a scene in this movie where they were doing an autopsy on a dead body, right? That's the only bodies you do autopsies on. And they showed everything. They showed everything. They showed the little juice inside the stomach or whatever the hell they were eating before they died. All of that was shown. All right. There's a scene where they go back in time or rewind time, and these two soldiers are in the infirmary, and they're hurt pretty bad. And they're showing all the wounds, the blood, the gashes, everything that explains how they got how they are now. All right. They didn't hold back on any of it. Somebody gets shot in the face. That's all I'm going to say. Somebody gets shot in the face. I'm not going to say why or what or when. Just know that's also in your face in the movie. All right. I love that part. I respected that part. Then this movie was meant to be a comedy, a dramedy, actually, a drama/comedy. But unfortunately, Chris Rock was the comedy. All right. And that's saying a lot, because Mike Myers is in this movie. But Chris Rock is the one who stood out. He's the one that actually makes you laugh. All right. Every time Chris Rock showed up, he was cracking the jokes. He had the sarcasm just blazing. It was blazing. All right. And this is set in the 1940s. So you already know the jokes are racially charged. And who else better to do that but Chris Rock? He did a perfect job of that. Hands down. All right. It was all about Chris Rock in this film. He kind of held it up on his own. Hate to say. For the small time that he was in there. My last positive. It goes without saying, this had a star-studded cast, okay? Not only do you have Christian Bale and Margaret Robbie and John David Washington, you also have people like Michael Shannon, Mike Myers, Rami Malek, all right? You have the other one, Jodie something. Her name is weird, okay? I cannot remember that name. Robert De Niro's in this. But I got something to say about Robert De Niro. I'll get to him in a minute. But he's in this movie. All right? So there is some highlights to the cast of this movie. It's got a great cast. A knockout cast. I can say that much about that. Now let's get to those negatives. Negatives. This film was horribly written. The script was so bad. Who wrote the scripts? Nothing these characters said was interesting. And it was all, their words were all over the place. They were talking about nonsense. They were rambling for the most part. Once again, Chris Rock did a great job. I think Chris Rock was ad-libbing his lines. I don't think he did anything from script. All right? Everybody else was just horrible. And that's sad because these are well-known actors. These are well-known actors who could do a lot better than what they did. So I know it had to be the script that they were given. The lines they were given, the characters they were given. It was not good. It was not good. It wasn't laid out the way it should have been laid out. All right? I can do better. And I've never written a movie. I want to, but I can do better than them. All right? That's how bad that was. Another negative. This was rated R, right? The R rating was wasted so badly. There was no reason to make this rated R, except for the fact that it was graphic. I give it that. But there are other reasons. There are other directions you could have went that you missed. I needed the nudity. All right, I needed more explicit language than what they were giving me. I am so sorry. No cutting there. It could have. I'm sorry to sound so childish or immature for saying this, but it needed the nudity badly. All right, there are scenes in this movie that it could have helped out so much. All right, this one sex scene or something. All right, you want to up the ante. You want to use that R rating to your best abilities. Entertain me. Entertain me. Don't make me go to sleep. I went to sleep 1 or 2 times. Didn't miss big parts of the movie, all right? But still, when I woke up, they were still just talking. A lot of dialogue. That doesn't work for every movie, all right? Heavy dialogue does not work for every film. Especially not with this one. Robert De Niro didn't try at all. That's another negative. Robert De Niro was not trying whatsoever. And I've seen him in other movies try harder than this. Robert De Niro is a seasoned vet. He's a seasoned vet. This is sad. This is very sad. Every time his character came on, I wanted to turn my head or fast forward him or just get him out of there. I wanted to get him the hell out of there. All right? It looked like he was just falling apart. Like he wanted to just stop the film and break the fourth wall and be like, why am I in this film? Why am I in this movie? What am I doing in this movie? I didn't even need to be in this movie. You could have put somebody else. Some other old man could have played this part and done a better job, probably. And I hate to say this about Robert De Niro because he's done so better. He's done a lot better than this. But just for some reason, his character was so bland in this movie. I hated that. I hated that. It's not even a hatred. It's just a fumble of a character. Sad. Very sad. All right. My last negative. This movie took entirely too long just to end it. Just end the movie. Okay? Just end it. There's a point you need to get to and then just cut it off. All right? This movie kept going and going. Once you thought the plot was over and everything was done, because that's what, once your mission was complete, It's done. You don't need to wrap it up with everybody else. You don't need to meet back up and meet old friends and see what you're gonna do. You know how those movies used to end and they just tell you what happened to this character and that character? This movie did not need that. It didn't need it. At this point, I did not care what happened to everybody. I saw how it ended. That's enough explanation right there. All right? You wrapped the movie up already. We don't need to see somebody, who somebody went on to make inventions and somebody somebody fell in love and all. I don't care. I don't care at this point. All right, you've done enough damage. Oh man, forget about it. This movie gets a hell nah. It's a hell no. Yes, a hell no. And I hate to do this. I hate to do this to a movie with such a star-studded cast and all that, but I would not recommend this movie to anyone. All right, I would not recommend. I wouldn't make anybody go through the pain I went through watching this film. It was so bad. Probably the worst movie I've seen this year. All right, press that like button. You better share it. You better subscribe.